President Trump just signed Executive Order 14,376, effectively ending Wall Street's monopoly on single-family homes. Today, we look at the winners, the losers, and the long-term impact on the American dream. For generations, buying a home has been the foundation of the American dream. It's how families build wealth, stability, and a future. But today, that dream is slipping further away, especially for first-time homebuyers. Why? Because families aren't just competing with other families anymore. They're competing with Wall Street. Over the last decade, massive institutional investors, hedge funds, private equity firms, and real estate investment trusts have been buying up single-family homes by the thousands. These aren't mom-and-pop landlords. These are corporations with billions in cash, automated bidding systems, and teams of lawyers. When a starter home hits the market, a young family might need a mortgage, an inspection, and time to negotiate. Wall Street doesn't. They show up with all-cash offers, waive inspections, and close in days. Sellers take the easiest deal, and families lose. The result? Fewer homes available for buyers. Higher prices. More families forced to rent. Entire neighborhoods turned into corporate rental portfolios. In some cities, investors own 1 out of every 4 single-family homes. That drives prices up, rents up, and ownership down. Homes stop being places to live and start being financial assets. And once Wall Street owns the homes, they don't sell them back. They rent them, they raise rents together, they keep properties vacant to control prices. Families pay more and get less. That's the crisis this executive order is responding to. On January 20, 2026, the President signed Executive Order 14,376, titled, Stopping Wall Street from Competing with Main Street Homebuyers. This order sends a clear message: homes are for people, not corporations. The first major directive goes to the U.S. Treasury Department. Within 30 days, Treasury must define 2 critical terms: large institutional investor, single-family home. Why does that matter? Because once those definitions exist, federal agencies can finally draw a legal line between a family buying 1 home and a Wall Street firm buying thousands. That definition unlocks enforcement. Next, the order targets federally supported housing, homes connected to FHA loans, VA loans, USDA programs, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. These programs were created to help people buy homes, not to subsidize Wall Street. The order directs federal agencies to stop approving, insuring, guaranteeing, or facilitating the sale of single-family homes to large institutional investors when those homes could go to individual families instead. In simple terms, if taxpayers support it, Wall Street doesn't get first dibs. HUD and VA must put families first. This order isn't symbolic, it comes with deadlines and enforcement. Within 60 days, several agencies, including Housing and Urban Development, HUD, Veterans Affairs, VA, Agriculture, General Services Administration, Federal Housing Finance Agency must issue binding guidance that changes how homes are sold. HUD and the VA, in particular, are being told to prioritize individual owner-occupants, especially first-time buyers, veterans, working families. That means first-look policies that give families time to buy before investors. Anti-circumvention rules so corporations can't hide behind shell companies. Disclosure requirements to expose who actually owns rental homes. If a Wall Street firm tries to buy homes through subsidiaries or complex ownership structures, HUD now has the authority to see through it. The order does allow narrow exceptions for true build-to-rent communities, projects designed from the ground up as rentals. But it draws a hard line against buying up existing neighborhoods 1 house at a time. The message is clear: federal housing programs will no longer be a pipeline feeding Wall Street's rental empire. What this could mean for housing prices and families. So what happens if this works? First, competition drops. When institutional investors are blocked from federally supported homes, families stop bidding against billion-dollar firms. That alone can slow price increases. Second, more homes hit the owner-occupied market. Instead of being locked into permanent rental status, homes return to buyers who actually live in them. That stabilizes neighborhoods, schools, and communities. Third, prices and rents may begin to level off. This order also directs the Justice Department and the FTC to investigate anti-competitive behavior, like coordinated rent hikes and intentional vacancies. If enforcement follows, it could finally break the pricing power of corporate landlords. Fourth, wealth starts flowing back to families. Homeownership is the #1 way middle-class Americans build net worth. When families own homes instead of renting from Wall Street, they build equity instead of paying someone else's mortgage. Is this a silver bullet? No, but it's a major shift in federal housing policy, away from speculation and back toward people. It's a step toward restoring the American dream as something you live in, not something Wall Street trades. What happens next and why your voice matters? Executive Order 14,376 draws a clear line in the sand. It says, homes are not stocks. Neighborhoods are not portfolios. Families should come before funds. But an executive order is only the beginning. The administration is now pushing Congress to turn this policy into law, making it permanent and harder to undo. That only happens if the public stays engaged. And that's where you come in. If you've been outbid by investors, watched rents skyrocket, given up on buying a home, or seen your neighborhood change, your story matters. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Are investors affecting your local housing market? Do you think this order goes far enough, or not far enough? If we want housing policy to serve families instead of Wall Street, public pressure matters. Homes are for living, communities are for people, and the American dream should never be auctioned off to the highest bidder. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation below.